Hello, McFluffy52 here, back with some more Outlaws of Thunder Junction action. Today we're going to be playing an Izzet Artifacts deck that I'm calling Robo Rampage. It's built around the Simulacrum Synthesizer, 3-mana artifact, enters the battlefield, scries 2, and then whenever an artifact mana value 3 or greater enters the battlefield, you create a construct that gets +1 for each artifact you control. So we want to put artifacts onto the battlefield, and artifacts that are 3 mana value or greater. The best way of doing that in standard right now, to be honest, in my opinion, is Skitterbeam Battalion. It's a prototype creature, and if you cast it, it enters the battlefield, it creates 2 copies of itself. So you cast the 5-mana prototype version, you're going to have 3 2/2 5-mana value worth Skitterbeam Battalions that have Trample and Haste, and this will trigger the Simulacrum Synthesizer 3 times. A total of 3 times. And so that's kind of the idea of the deck. I found that this was better, or like, you can build the Azorius Artifacts deck where it's much more controlling and slower, and I just thought this was more fun. You get to the chase, you try and finish off your opponent as fast as possible, and you can have these really explosive, crazy turns where you just cast 1 Skitterbeam Battalion and suddenly you have a giant board. A quick shout out to Dollhouse of Horrors. I mentioned this in the mono green reanimator deck. Originally I was trying to make some kind of like Dollhouse of Horrors reanimators solemn simulacrum synthesizer deck. I keep saying solemn simulacrum just because Dollhouse of Horrors reanimates creatures, and usually you're reanimating high mana value creatures, and it turns them into artifact constructs, and so that would trigger the Simulacrum Synthesizer. So I thought it'd be a cool synergy. Ultimately, again, it was just a bad strategy because trying to survive in Best of 1 standard requires a lot of removal or like focused attention, and you can't really fit a reanimator package that is suboptimal into that. All right, let's go ahead and hop in some games and see how we do on the ladder. Okay, okay, this ends interesting. I think we're playing 23 lands just because we have like several mana rocks. We have voltaic spite, or nope, it's volcanic. You know what? Don't ever listen to my pronunciation if you're trying to understand what things are. We'll go ahead, pass the turn. We might be able to. This is a horrible matchup for mono red. And playing against dinos, it's absolutely horrendous. Because you just don't have a good way of dealing with large toughness creatures. So hopefully we'll be able to make our way out of here. The thing with Izzet Artifacts is you can make some really beefy creatures. So I don't know if we're actually worried at this point. Kind of need an untapped land. I probably should take the Spire Bluff Canal, but I want to Izzet Ill-Timed Explosion, blow up a bunch of things. So we kind of need to hit another Skitterbeam Battalion also if we want to do like blow up big dinos. All right, Celestus. I guess we're just ramping. Change of plans. Just be bigger than the dinos. Should be pretty easy at this rate. 1/3/3. 1 CUNY 3/3. Next turn. You'll see what I've been talking about next turn if we actually get to keep our Simulacrum Synthesizer. Opponent's gonna exile it so they can recast it. Unless they top deck something more interesting, but later on they'll be able to cast it as well. There's mana efficient. Topiary Stomper is not really doing anything because it can't attack or block until you have 7 or more lands. Triumphant Chomp. That makes me sad, but it is what it is. The very powerful Dino removal spell. 1 mana can do a lot of work. Belligerent Yearling. Finality counter, so it'll go to exile if it dies. It's gonna cost me 6 mana if I want to copy and counter. Okay, might just go ahead and Skitterbeam Battalion it then. This is gonna go pretty crazy. So it triggers at first, and then the Skitterbeam Battalion ETB triggers, and then that makes the other big constructs. And I'm just gonna swing in. If they want to trade their Yearling, we're fine. Otherwise, I mean, if any of these artifacts die, the only problem is it makes our constructs smaller. So like a sweeper like this Ill-Tine Explosion could potentially kill our constructs because it'll deal damage and then also make them smaller. You can see they all turned into 7/7s. 7/7 is still really big. Here's Warcrafting is one of our removals of choice here. Just exiled it. Fair enough. We don't have any ways to get it back to recast it. And you don't really want to reanimate it because those prototype creatures care about being cast, which is a problem for them. Roaming Throne. Interesting. Triumphant Chomp. Kind of rude. I get it, but it's also very rude. Oh, that is so good. That is so good. I love Brass's Tunnel Grinder for this deck. I would like to hit a land, to be honest. I hit multiples. Awesome. We'll go ahead and make another Simulacrum Synthesizer that will trigger the other Simulacrum Synthesizer and allow us to scry. Chimmel, sounds great. Brotherhood's End, not so great. 3 10/10s. Block them. You should. Honestly, I can swing with all of them because they have to. They can't afford to block the Skitterbeam Battalion because they'll die. And yeah, this is what I meant by they get really big. Oh my gosh, so much fun. Okay, this hand not so good. We don't have a 2-drop. No 2-drop accelerant. We have 2-drop accelerant now, but it's less good considering the situation. But you know, just stick to the sweepers. Good thing we have 2 ill-timed explosions. So if they have 2 bats, I'm just gonna cry. They get rid of the counterspell that I can't cast. That I will get back if I cast one of my sweepers. Oh. I still couldn't have cast it.
I'm tired of your secrets.
Alright, we need to hit one of our Planeswalker removal spells. Hey, yo. Forge is good. Forge is really good. In fact, Forge can like absolutely stomp control matchups and mono black because they don't have any removal for it.
Don't overthink things.
I think I'm gonna keep the Celestus because it means I win the top deck war. Slight amounts of regret, admittedly, but you know, that's fine. This is where Forge needs to carry. I'm gonna be honest. Forge needs to carry right here.
Things we'd rather forget.
So I gotta get rid of this Liliana. Because this Liliana ulting is disgusting. There's no reason in keeping that in our hand because it will just go boom. By boom, I mean it will get discarded. We'll gain a life with the Celestus, but we don't really have anything to draw discard yet. So no point in doing that. Forge is still ticking. It's gonna slowly keep ramping up. And mono black does not have artifact removal, really. I don't think we have any permanents in our graveyard that we can cast. Okay. This player discards a card.
You won't be outsmarting me.
Nothing to draw discard again. I will play said land because I don't think we're killing Liliana this turn, so again, nothing to cast. So I guess I could have activated the Celestus.
You chose the wrong day to cross me.
Should be able to kill Liliana next turn, and then from there on out we should be able to take over our opponent. Creature is a bit more of a problem, but
I'm tired of your secrets.
oh. Yep, that's a good one. I mean, not super cool, but alright, Liliana, you will die to that, I think. That's 7 trampling damage. Yeah, that's enough. And then we'll send these two face. We're just here to murder. I guess I can recast the Skitterbeam, so I shouldn't have sent the main one in. But whatever, we win this. I believe in my deck. I regret swinging in with the one Skitterbeam. Everything's fine. They casted the Hostile Investigator, so it's fine. I can't even cast it with Tiny Bones. You have to use mana. Oh. Maybe we do this after combat. Okay. 4 toughness. 4 mana value. Discarding. Discard 2 cards. I mean, this blows up like half their board, so that seems worth. I mean, they get a clue, but whatever. Is what it is. I get my spell back. That means we can counter whatever they play. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. This Forge. There's 2 of them in the deck because they trigger the I give up speaking. Three cards in hand. I think our opponent may have left their computer. We'll find out. And opponent. Okay. Sure. Free win. Alright. This hand looks awful. We have no 1 or 2 drop. But we go for a Soji mulligan, it gets worse. I think we just take it and play Plundering Falls and hopefully find something relevant. That's the card the deck's built around, so I feel like an idiot if I were to remove it. What was I gonna say? forget if I said this in the last match, but I meant to say, like, this deck is, sorry, I just saw the high noon and became a fossil. Alright, we need to find lands, to be honest. This deck, trying to say, is this deck is not the... not an all-star. Do not craft it thinking you're gonna go absolutely sicko mode. Because by that I mean, by sicko mode I mean have a really overwhelmingly strong deck. Because yeah, I don't have a positive win rate with the deck. So I've been playtesting a bunch of different versions. The most recent version I am 2-1 with. So we'll see how we go in the remaining games. But yeah. Play rock. Can't cast a second spell because high noon. High noon. I probably should have countered that. I don't know why I let them resolve that. Like, what? What is wrong with me? Let them resolve a memory deluge. That's just not what you're supposed to do with control. Alright, well, 3 steps ahead. We're really good with Simulacrum Synthesizer. You see it in the Azorius like controlling version of the Artifacts brew, because they can copy the Simulacrum Synthesizer. So if you're like me and are a poor boy who couldn't I'm out of mythic wild cards, so I only have 3 Simulacrum Synthesizers. Honestly, I don't think you need more than 3. It's a great way of feeding into more of them when you want to. Look, we get a 4/4. Land drop, we already have one. We'll just Celestus it up. Though I'm not a huge fan of the fact that they're high nooning me. I play Celestus because it's kind of good in control matchups. I can't counter. Oh wait, I couldn't have countered their memory deluge because they played the Rock. I played Dwayne the Rock and his Johnson. Huh? Excuse me, I am losing my mind. You're just gonna like cast Farewell next turn. They're like, I don't care. Helix to my face. Okay. This is interesting. Because this means you're probably dead, son. You're probably dead. I mean, they have 3 mana open for the counter spell, but I have like perfect weeful. I'm gonna try and cast a Skitterbeam Battalion, and I'll be damned if they counterspell it. I mean, they kind of have to counterspell it, but if they don't counterspell it, they don't get to remove a creature, and then they kind of die that way. So put them between a rock and a hard place, and we would make 9 constructs if this. Okay. Yeah. Not bad. The Robo Factory is just grinding them out. Oh, they're all almost individually lethal. That's strange. High noon. Youch. 42. The answer to life. Nice. I forgot to unpause. Just kept it because we have Enthusiastic Mechanaut and some untapped lands and do decent 3-drops and stuff. So, let's go. Discount all of our artifacts by 1. Urabrask Forges 2. Battalion is 4 or 8. Oh no, dude. Voice of the Blessed. It's not blessed. It's not blessed, man. Honestly, I think this is the right move because we just need this Voice of the Blessed not to get too big in the next like turn and a half. And as long as it doesn't get too big in the next turn and a half, we're okay. I think we can swing in here. They'll probably just block with the Voice of the Blessed. They could attack with the block with the Moon Lurker Black. I should just give up speaking and become like a mute. It's bad. It's a bad. Should be pretty fine. Take 1 hit, but we have to kill the bat or the Voice of the Blessed before it gets indestructible. Because we can discard a 9-drop. Okay, the lands, I get it. You know, I like to complain about getting my land drops, but too many lands is also a problem, shuffler. Work with me here. They're in the colors I could destroy the Forge, so can't really count on the Forge doing everything for us this game. Hello. You like our hand? It's impressive. Yes, that was literally the card I was thinking of. Give us our stuff back and let me play a card. I can play the Mechanaut or the Volcanic Spite. We get this back. We play the land. We blow up the Gumdrop Poisoner. We put back a Shivan Reef because I don't like Shivan Reefs. And we get a Spiral. Okay. I'm checking Untapped right now. How many lands do I have in this deck? Oh. Opponent gave up. They top decked into nothing and GG's. Not bad. I was looking at how we were doing with the deck and I think I cursed it. I say every time, as soon as I mention how good the deck is, which I was going to, we lose. But also, honestly, we're 5-1 with the newest version, and that brings the overall across all versions of the deck, even the really bad ones. I'm 10-9, so maybe it's not bad. Maybe I'm a liar. Also, we have 23 lands. I checked that. Oh, this hand though. Opponent goes first. You can afford a mulligan, though we don't have a sweeper now, which is kind of bad. But we had 2 lands, and I said we had 23 lands in the deck, so I was afraid of us not drawing another land. Would rather keep a hand with 3 lands or 2 drops. I would probably get rid of... Honestly, I don't think it matters. They're playing Esper. Memory Deluge stops us from like drawing some cards. That's a counterspell, so sure. We do a bit of ramping with our Menarux. It's shocking that this card hasn't seen much play in Standard, because, you know, 2-minute ramp is pretty good, but Glimpse the Core has also not seen much play. Not even in best of 3, I don't think either of them have seen that much play. I don't cast the Memory Deluge, they could have another bat, and they get rid of it. But if I don't cast the Forge, it doesn't start going. And getting the Forge going is kind of good. We just need to not have them have another bat. Like, just play Rafine. I hate that I said that. I genuinely do. Rafine. Oh. This is a really good sign. I mean, they probably have like... Okay. No, that's fine. That is fine. They draw a card with their wedding announcement. And now that we know that they don't have mana for... like a Wandering Emperor or something. I could swing in to try and... like bluff that I have something to hit the Denic to follow up, but they probably would block anyway since it has flashback and it's a legend, so they could draw into a second copy of it or even have a second copy. I'm not going to cast the Memory Deluge because they could have Make Disappear in their hand, and I'd rather make them waste mana on their own turn, or maybe have them tap out here for like a Rafine. Alright. These cards are not it. I'm really hoping to see like a Brotherhood's End, which wouldn't even work now that one of them flipped. Or a how much damage are we looking at? 7. That's not good. You're kind of late. I'm just gonna say it, Brotherhood's End. You're kind of late. This doesn't even kill Denic. I'm gonna cast this now because they're tapped out. Oh, okay, maybe I should have kept the Brotherhood's End because it's better than nothing. Alright, this is the part where I ask for you to not have Rafine or Shieldred. Or like Farewell. Farewell would be kind of rough. Then we'd say goodbye to our Forge and Rock. Really wanted an ill-timed explosion. I don't think we're going to be getting an ill-timed explosion. Because I don't think we're going to be living. Virtue Loyalty, pretty good. I'm making... How do we not die? This is just quite literally cast Skitterbeam Battalion, and that's our only option. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, can't cast this and then the battalion, which is kind of bad because that would be our kind of build a massive board for a turn thing. I mean, we almost died at Manlands. Alright, I'll do the thing that gives me the greatest chance of survival for a turn. Oops, I should have cast the Mechanaut. Doesn't matter. We're dead. I'm almost sure we're dead. They can activate their Restless Anchorage and we die. We'll just see if they actually see it. Because I forgot their Restless Anchorage would actually be a 3/4. They're going to gamble on Rafine doing it for them. I mean... From this point in position, I don't think there's anything they can do that would truly lose them the game, but unfortunate. I should have kept the Brotherhood's End because it's better than nothing, but I got greedy. Alright. Ill-timed explosion. I see it in my hand. Where were you last game? His hand is a bit of a risky keep if our opponent was playing aggro, but looks like another Esper deck, which is, I'm not even sure is a good matchup. We'll hold up the 3 steps ahead so we can stop a Raffine. Okay, that's not going to be a Raffine then. Wedding announcement, that's still a pretty good counter spell, to be honest. I might just need to uninstall. That is... It's double blue. It requires double blue. I'm so used to mana not mattering that I just absolutely punted. I don't think this will come in handy. I won't give them a turn with the creatures, and we'll probably just memory deluge that. We could have done that when they were tapped out. There's a point to be made about doing that. They don't want to draw a card. If they counter this, actually just send me to the gulag. Okay, thank goodness.
You started this fight, but may your blade strike true.
I think we only need one sweeper here, so we don't need to go for the double sweeps. We only need to do 2 damage, so Warcrafting we can use on the Planeswalker. We can also use the Spite on the Planeswalker. Yeah, let's just do this. They'll probably take the Planeswalker down, so we don't really have to worry about it. Play Irencrag Synthesizer, Volcanic Spite. That's lame. By lame, I mean annoying. They can reoccur things. Now it makes sense why they're playing these triomes. They're just mono white though.
We must protect the people.
So land, Irencrag, Synthesizer. I don't know. Land. I'll take a land. I just want to get rid of one of the creatures. I'm more afraid about dying than anything here. The Forge, we can keep it. Because we might be able to Forge and Battalion, which is pretty good. Take 7 damage, then we take 4 damage in the air. Should be able to survive. I hope they don't have a farewell. If they have a farewell. Oh my god, if they have a farewell. It's been so long. It's been so long. Okay, maybe they are actually playing like Kaya or some other color cards. My bet would be them playing the 7-mana Kaya Planeswalker.
Remember your training.
Okay. We will play Battalion. And then Forge. Kinda would like to kill your planeswalker. Do we care though? They could do lethal in the air if we don't. I can count. Maybe. And then we just need to swing everything face and hope it's lethal. That's...
I am the Emperor of Kamigawa, and I will protect my people. Strike fast and strike hard.
I won't miss you, Emperor. Go back to Kamigawa. Leave me and leave Standard alone. Alright, so I mentioned that we were doing good with the deck and then we lose the next two. See if we can keep it up. We're 10 and 11 with the deck now, or overall, and then 5 and 3 with the most recent this version. Opponent is playing Gruul. We're not an aggro deck, at least not yet. I should kill the paleontologist so they can't ramp into anything, but at the same time, I kind of want to get my mana developed. And if I like don't cast anything next turn, I can draw this card, which is good. Or if they don't cast anything on their turn, I can draw this card, which is also good. They cast something, and it was a biggins. Okay. I can sweep the board. Not great. Counterspell. Acquired. This forge, I think I can just get rid of. I'm not gonna lie. I would like to find a land. They have like a protection spell. An untapped land. That's what I mean. Shuffler, come on. Don't do this to me. Shuffler's like, oh, you said a land, right? 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 I meant untapped. Yo, how you like? No. No, it actually doesn't understand what. It doesn't understand anything. I need 2 blue to counterspell, so it almost mistapped them. Sure. I don't think that's gonna be very helpful at this point. Actually, it could draw me 2 cards. Don't even need to use the sweeper mode for it to be relevant. Dinosaur? Oh wait, they have Cavern of Souls. Why am I holding up a counterspell? Someone like punch me. I'm so dumb. At least I didn't try and cast the counter spell. Glad I kept the ill-time explosion now. How dare you. I will now scarily draw a card. Don't need that. Okay. Can I cast them both? I can. We can do it again. We can be bigger than the dinos. We are bigger than the dinos. Watch. Nice. Bigger than the dinos. They're going extinct when I'm done with them. It's a dumb, but it's such a silly matchup because they have a window to win, but we get bigger than them, and we also go wider than them because we just make a bunches of tokens. It is a lot of fun though. Well, that's gonna do it for the Robo Rampage deck. I think it is a dino tier deck, so if you enjoy like playing like the dinos deck for instance and understand how that deck has really bad matchups in some situations but can be overwhelming to other decks, I think this deck is a great deck to play if you understand those things. It's really fun, but you're definitely gonna have some matches where you're less lucky and it's a little more impossible to win. But hey, anything is possible with the shuffler on your side or the opponent's side. So have a nice morning, evening, night, afternoon, wherever and whenever you're watching. Ciao.